Hey, all happy Friday. As you can see, we got something a little bit different planned, and I just thought it'd be fun. Your mom's had this wheel in our house for 20 years. It's been a long time.
Really?
She's used it for all sorts of stuff of her own ventures that she's had.
Okay.
And we were talking on the way home from the lake house, and we thought it might be a little bit interesting, your mother and I. She actually had the idea, and I just jumped right on with it. We thought it'd be interesting if we put different categories of whiskeys on this wheel for the blind today so that we could spin it. Your mother's going to be, and you folks out there are going to be the only ones that know what it lands on. And then we'll cut for a little bit. Kyle put something funny in there in the meantime. We'll come back here with a blind that we're going to do. Strictly off of what the wheel tells us we got to do. What's on the wheel, honey? What's the categories?
We've got rye, single malt,
Yeah.
Japanese,
Okay.
Irish,
Ooh.
bourbon,
Neat.
and Rebecca's Choice.
Oh, that scares me just a touch. Okay.
So, does your choice mean you get to pick the category, or is it you're just picking whatever you want?
I can pick anything.
Okay. Ooh, I like that one. Well, let's hope
It's
let's
gonna
hope
get
it lands on
dangerous.
that one.
All right, honey, you ready for this? Let's get going.
Now they can't see. From
Yeah,
the back.
I can't see a thing, and looks like I got a little bit too much muscle into that trend. This might take 2 minutes of the video to tame down.
That's fine. That's fine. You need to stop working out so much. I think.
I know, I've been getting kind of buff.
Yeah, I can tell.
Actually, I'm getting a little swole.
I can tell.
It's in the wrong places.
I can tell.
Okay.
You good there, honey? You got that one? All right. Ready? You want to do this one? It's kind of fun. You want to do it once or no?
What are we doing it for?
again?
Well, I thought we were doing one for each glass.
No, I think I thought we were doing the theme of the thing, and then if it's her choice, she gets to pick.
All right, my bad. I was
Yeah.
ready. I'm just having fun. I'm gonna keep spinning that thing.
No.
So what you're telling me is what you guys decided is whatever it lands on, all four.
Yep. Unless it's Rebecca's choice, then it could be like a
anything.
mix of everything.
All right.
Well,
Otherwise, it's
All
a
right.
theme.
All right. I'm on it. I apologize. I wasn't up on the rules.
all right. Well, we're gonna cut here, and we're gonna have her pour some stuff, and we'll be right back with whatever madness she's gonna be cooking up.
And just so you know, we have no idea what that is.
2 very boring minutes later.
All right, we are back, and Rebecca has dealt us 4 glasses of some form of whiskey. We don't know what genre it is, but we know it's brown. We can see it treading, so we know it's whiskey. Did you have any trouble finding what you needed to find, honey?
And
No? Okay.
Okay. Should we guess what the category is based on the smell or the taste?
I haven't smelled any of it, dude. Could you smell it just without even, or did you go?
No, I just went. No, just now. Like
Did you?
2
I didn't
seconds
pay
ago.
attention.
Yep.
Okay. I should have known better. You always do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll just get right into it, I guess.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to. We're just going to get right into it and see what's going on. I did ask right off the bat if she rolled the glasses, and she said no.
Well, that's
Come on.
gonna dock some points on that one, I think.
Because I have to have a little bit of a heads up on that because I have that sinus issue.
oh my God.
I heard about that. Was that recent?
Oh Lord.
Why does it smell like you put a Band-Aid on some bologna?
It's not that. Trust me when I tell you. It's not a Band-Aid on bologna.
I smelled it.
Oh, you did? Did you get the Band-Aid bologna thing?
Do you get the light floral type and maybe a little bit of light tropical notes in there? Do you get that?
Vaguely, I get some like the smoothie Skittles.
Okay.
It's like it's
I can
kind
go
of
with
light. It's a
that.
little
Sure.
confectionery.
Sure.
Light.
Sure.
I think
It
I
is
said light twice.
And I said light as well, so I get you there.
This
I
is
could go with the smoothie Skittles. I think that's excellent, actually, Trent.
okay. Well, YOLO.
Yeah. Here we go.
That has got to be Irish. It's got to be Irish whiskey.
I am shocked that you even mentioned Irish whiskey because you don't. When is the last time you tapped into a little bit of Irish whiskey down here? Now, I will answer for myself. It's been a while. Irish whiskey for me, Trent, has been a little boring this year, and it might be because I'm just uneducated. I don't really see a lot of new stuff coming out. I don't know if I bought one Irish whiskey yet in 2024. I don't think I have. The spots, have you seen the spots at Harry's store, how expensive they are?
They got too expensive.
They got
I agree.
way expensive, but anyways.
I like the last Irish, I don't know about down here, but the last Irish I had was the blue spot. It's a 7-year cask strength.
Excellent.
We got it at Wise Guys 4 years ago for $109. And even at that point, I didn't know a whole lot about Irish. You had said some good things, and it's a 7-year cask strength, so I was like, yeah, for an Irish that I've heard good things about, solid. It's like $2.99 now. I'm gonna pass on that.
I'll tell you what, that's one thing I'm happy for. I got a backup.
Ooh, man, you're lucky.
A time ago too, so I didn't pay $2.99 for it. I promise you, it's about $100. I got a backup.
I don't know if the spots are owned by, or the spot company or whatever is like owned by a Campari or Diageo or a Pernod Ricard, whatever. But I'm curious why it like 2.5x'd in price.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years.
It was crazy.
That kind
if
of
you can let us know, that'd be great, because unfortunately I'm not that educated in that regard as well. Anyways, I think that's a good guess on your part to be Irish whiskey. We'll see as we move along. I thought that was delightful. I thought it was light and fruity.
A little fruity. I get a little bit of like a lighter roasted coffee on it, which is kind of strange for my usual palate in terms of what I can kind of pick up. So to me, just kind of going outside the box of what I know was on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? I'm just thinking, because these colors are weird, maybe it was Rebecca's choice.
Oh, well, I forgot that was even up there.
I know, because I
See,
feel
my mind's now going, what's the Irish next?
I know.
All right, let's find out. I like your note on that first one though. It's malty.
Yeah.
So it's barley and Irish.
I do like it though.
50% malty, 50% not.
I'll say the only thing I'm not a big fan of about this is like the finish. It's a little bit lacking.
Okay.
On the finish. But
All right.
apart from that, I think it's a good pour.
It's a light, enjoyable pour. It's like a summertime pour, really. Wow. Okay. Well.
What is that?
Dude, this is like syrupy and
What?
yeah.
This smells like a office chair you'd bring out of storage for a couple of years. It's like moldy and mildewy kind of smelling.
I guess I'm always, I always try to look at the good things.
So do I, but man,
The good things, you know what I mean? You always just like to try to find the worst.
Well, not the worst. It's just what stands out the most.
Okay, I don't feel like I'm doing real well on this one. I got
No,
Band-Aid and bologna on the first one.
He's-
and now I've
he-
got a
well,
whole office chair.
let me just tell you something. He's nuts on that Band-Aid and bologna on the first one.
I will say after smelling it a couple times, I might have jumped to conclusion there on the nose.
All of a sudden, you didn't smell a bourbon or a rye, so you went straight for Band-Aid and bologna. That's what happened.
Well,
Really, let's face it, that's what happened. This one's a little bit different. It's conflicting to
Really
me.
different.
I have some good stuff in there. It's lightly syrupy to me, and not like a maple syrup, like a pancake syrup. But there is a few things in there a little bit not so great, I guess.
I don't want to be.
I don't mind it as much though. I really don't.
It could just be my palate, what I'm used to, and I'm not gonna lie, I get like a fuzzy mold, and I could not be more serious.
Maybe I like mold. I don't know. Working on the construction sites, maybe I smelled a lot of mold. I don't know.
Palate's really nice, actually. It's like a kind of chalkiness or a dustiness, it's almost like.
It's just weird.
It's kind of. Is it gritty? What am I getting?
I think you're getting a little bit of it. There's a raw oak note in there, like
Is that what it is?
like oak shavings per se to me. But now that there's a slight malty milk ball on the nose when I went back to take a little sip.
This is one of the most interesting mouthfeels I've ever tried. It really tastes like there was like some kind of sawdust in it. It's leaving a film on my mouth that's like really, or on the top of the roof of my mouth.
But yet, right in the front of the palate, I still get a little bit of light syrupy note.
It's delightful on the front end.
Yes.
I really like the
Yes.
front end on it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel bad saying the things
That's why
that
I
I am
said-
about it, and it could just
Yeah.
be because I'm not used to Irish, and that's just a typical, assuming that this is Irish. But it's different, man.
Different.
I don't know.
That's the best way to put it. It is quite different. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's great either.
I'm gonna have to go back to that one. This is the lighter of the bunch.
See, I really never look at color. Maybe I should, but once we get our black Glens in, maybe
I
we
can't
should.
wait for the black Glens.
You
because
can't?
Trenton.
Yeah,
the
he
very
does.
First
I
thing he
don't.
looks at, he bends over and he looks at the color.
You got to be analytical about it.
And that's him.
Oh, he's so.
He is so analytical. Me, I am not at all.
This is
We differ a lot.
This has a really nice green apple.
Oh boy,
like a
Jolly
light-
Rancher green apple.
Yeah. Wow.
Love that.
A little hint of like a bubble gum on the tail end, but it's like green apple bubble gum. They used to have
Yeah.
the Hubba Bubba and like the buckets that I
Yes.
used to get from Jeannie when I
Yeah.
ran into her screen door and broke it. Oh man, I was so excited to get some bubble gum. I just went full send right into her screen door. Went right through it.
I've heard this story, but
Yep.
I don't think I was quite there at that time.
No, that was when I was 5, I think.
Yeah,
4 or 5.
A couple years before
Yeah.
my
I could
time.
write a book on New York stories.
You should. You should write a book on Trenton stories. I'm sure there's a lot of our YouTube folks that would purchase that book and just laugh their guts out the whole way through.
If they yeah.
Yeah.
They need to read my journal.
Bubble gum, you're just
Yeah.
weird in that way because now you got it right in my brain, which is true though. I got first sniff was bubble gum, followed by that Jolly Rancher green apple. I really want to say light caramel, but I don't know, maybe not.
Wow. It's really light, which is kind of what I like about it. I'd have to imagine this is like a 90 proofer or an 86, maybe even an 80, but it's almost like sweet.
Yes, it's slightly sweet. I get very light tasting notes of exactly what we were talking about in the aroma notes. This is like one of the perfect summer pours that I've ever had.
If you mix
Very light, lighter proof, lighter flavor profile, a little bit of apple, a little bit of bubblegum, a little bit of caramel.
If you mixed like De Kuyper sour green apple with a little bit of a Jameson or like a something, I could really see this like being very similar to it. Like it's very appley and I like it a lot. What?
Jameson.
Yeah,
You said it.
I did.
I'm wondering.
I don't know.
I'm wondering.
I don't know. I don't have Jameson at home. The only one I do is the standard one, and that's locked up or not in a box, but it's in the garage.
I can't tell you either because I just got done saying at the beginning that, of our tasting here that I just kind of grown a little bored of Irish whiskey this year per se. So I haven't had a whole lot of it this year, but I do have a couple of Jamesons sitting over there. So which really perked my interest when you said it.
Okay, I'm curious, just for everybody that's currently watching. Do you ever get like a marker or a Sharpie note when you smell something? Is that something that you can kind of relate to, or did I just huff too many markers when I was in school to make the day go by quicker?
There are certain people that message me that get the same.
Okay,
I will
that's
say
good to know. It's just like in like the vicinity of somebody who's using a marker, like in an art class or something, and it's.
I hate it when you put it in my head though, dude. I don't like it.
I'll stop talking.
I don't want to look for a marker note on my first sniff. I just don't want to.
It's got like a apricot note in it.
Definitely a light stone fruit in there. It's really, really nice, actually.
It's singeing my nose a bit if I go and.
It might be a little bit more proof, but yeah, I love it. Actually, it's very similar to an Irish whiskey nose. It's got that stone fruit followed by a little bit of biscuity, malty note in there.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's like a biscuit. I like that. Like
Yeah.
a canned biscuit, though.
Yeah, a
Not
little
like
bit
a
of-
homemade one.
No. Yeah, a little bit
It's a
of light
little teeny.
syrup too. Light. Nothing deep and dark, which most Irish whiskeys that I've ever had are not dark and deep, dark and rich.
I'm so confused. I'm very excited to see what category this is, because just based on the plethora of different tasty notes and aromas that have been happening during this video, I have to assume it's something that I'm not familiar with, which in this case is Irish whiskey.
We are so confused right now. The aromas for me do not match the palate.
No.
You?
No.
Me either. I was very excited on the aromas that were coming out of there, and it was a bit of a letdown on that first sip for me.
Can I ask a rookie question?
Yeah.
Maybe for the people out there that are like me that don't know hardly anything.
Yeah.
How can the aromas be so different from the palate?
That happens sometimes. Sometimes they're exactly the same, but a lot of times they don't really match. Why that is, I really can't tell you. I really don't know. I'm sure there's people out there with a lot more knowledge than we
I
have.
would love to see the comments on that.
Yeah. Because this one is, the aromas on this were really delightful. Nice and light with that stone fruit action going on.
Quit looking around. You're looking around and it's bothering me. Keep your eyes to the front or does it show?
And I'm not, honey. When you're over there, all I can look at is you. I can only look at
your eyes
you.
are wandering at the shelves to see what's missing.
And I don't know anything about Irish whiskey, so I don't even have a guess of what is what. I just took a guess on C. D, it's like...
Second sip was much better for me on that one than the first sip. You?
I don't know.
I got a little bit of that stone fruit in there. There's just something a little bit that's stringent to me on that sip, but it's much better than the first one.
It's very barrely, and it's very like... I wouldn't even call it maybe baking spice, but like it's almost... I don't know, man.
That's pretty good, actually.
I honestly don't get much of a sweetness to this at all. It's really just barely. It's earthy. It's got some like darker tones, some different different spices to it. That's not like a cinnamon. It's almost
like
not
a light baking spice in there.
I'm trying to figure out where the sweetness is coming from, and I don't really know that there's much at all. Which is confusing.
There's a stone fruit in there for sure. Next time
Is this Baby Hudson? We still have Baby Hudson from the video the other day up here.
Don't. Poor Baby Hudson. We're sorry. All right, buddy. We have to go with what we're gonna push out first.
I gotta try B again because that was the most confusing thing I've ever tasted.
I'm gonna push out B first, honey. That's me. And truly, I can't say it's horrible. I absolutely will not do that. It's really not that bad, but it doesn't stand up to the rest of what we have up here.
B kind of tastes like a log cabin.
With a dusty, moldy.
It's like a log cabin that gets rarely used.
I love. I'm struggling with this a little bit too, but with me, it's like water off a duck's back. It's fine. I love watching Trenton go through a blind where it's just smoke coming out of his ears. He's just befuddled. He doesn't know his left from his right. He's trying so hard. It's a genre, obviously, that we're not familiar with as much as we normally do down here.
Yeah.
And it just tickles me. It just does.
It's interesting because you hear a lot of people that are really into Scotch whiskey, or they have a specific, they're only like peated Scotch, or some people only like rye or bourbons or whatever. I really don't hear much about Irish whiskey. And this is all assuming this is Irish whiskey, so if it's not, I might look like an idiot, which is fine. But you don't hear a lot of people outside of maybe a Redbreast or a Spot that really kind of dig into Irish whiskey. I like Three Powers. I'll say that the Three Swallow.
Three Swallow,
is a solid
Powers.
one.
Three Swallow. Sure.
The Powers Rye is really good. That was a gift from our good friend Gandy Road. At a meetup we did. I like that one. And then I have the Redbreast 12-year cast strength. And the Blue Spot. That's all I have for Irish whiskey, and then also a Jameson, just like a standard run-of-the-mill Jameson for picklebacks at my house. So I'm very unfamiliar with this. Long-winded way to say I'm going to go D as my third place.
Ooh, okay, I'm struggling. I'm on the struggle bus.
Oh, really? I'm kind of surprised by that. Well, actually, maybe I'm not, because you do have a little bit more Irish. And how often do you drink Irish down here? Not often.
Once again, Trent, I got a little bit bored with it this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I do. I honestly do. But so far this year, I'd have to say maybe less than a half a dozen times.
The last...
So far this year.
I don't want to say innovation, but the last big release in Irish whiskey that I heard of was the Gold Spot. That's all I've heard about in the Irish whiskey land. Maybe the Jameson Black Barrel or the Double Black Barrel or the Dark Barrel or something like that. But that might have even been a couple years ago. I don't know.
Oh, this is hard for me, Trenton. I mean, these last three have a lot of good points to them that I really, really like. But I let me take one more sip. My apologies.
If this is an Irish whiskey, I will take a video of me licking a sidewalk because this is really confusing.
All right, I'll go with D next. That's fine. I will be honest with you, it scored a little bit higher for me than C.
Why don't you put...
No. But when I went back to
okay.
I'm enjoying C. I'm enjoying that light summery feel to it. I really am. And there is some astringency in D, and it's probably going to be one of those that I'm going to regret.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
All right. Second place for me, I have C. And first place for me is going to be A.
You are.
I think for me personally, A seems a little bit more developed, whereas C seems a little bit more relying on the sweetness of it to be more appealing.
He's right.
Just
I had to go back and check A again because I really haven't checked that in a while. So I can go with that. So please help me with this, honey. I'm going to write it down so I know what it is. You had A in first place. What was next? Second place? C, thank you. And third place? D, thank you. And the last place? Okay. All right. This was
interesting. I like the wheel idea. I'm just genuinely confused. I haven't been this out of my element for a video since I think I started coming on the camera.
Wow. Okay.
and I love that though.
Is rough.
Personally.
Man. Rough.
I love that.
Cool idea though. All right, what do we got for fourth place?
Do we want the genre?
Yeah, can you
Yes,
say the
please.
genre?
Yeah, what were we
So
tasting?
Are you thinking it was Irish? Is that what you would guess?
Please tell me it's Irish.
Is that what your guess?
I would think so
That's
too.
my
yeah.
guess.
Okay, that is incorrect.
Well, we're idiots.
Dude, we were talking about Irish the whole video and it's not even Irish?
We're complete idiots.
It was Rebecca's choice.
Lord help us.
What on earth is this?
Okay. Well,
Wait. Wow. Wait. So, okay. I apologize.
what?
I am shocked that this is Rebecca's choice, but go ahead.
Okay.
I am. I'm just mind boggled by this.
I gotta ask though, did you pick one of the categories on the wheel or did you just go whatever?
No.
Okay.
Oh my God.
4 seemed a little bit off and like not like an Irish, but I don't know.
I
what it is.
am. Go ahead. Honey. I'm sorry.
Okay, so, oh gosh. Here. So we are going with B, which is Lock, Stock, and Barrel 18.
Wait, that was what?
That's rye whiskey, bro.
It's an 18-year. Wait, this is B? Are you serious?
Oh.
It doesn't smell really like a rye to me. And I don't know if it's because of we had A first or what, but...
Do you know how much this costs?
No, obviously.
An 18-year-old lock, stock, and barrel rye whiskey? It's not cheap. And here we are putting... Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm after tasting it, like, again, knowing it's a rye, I'm not a huge fan of that one. Which is a bummer, because I'm sure it's a $180 more bottle.
It's been here a while. It's been several years, so I'm just gonna...
I have the 20 at home, and I love it. It's fantastic. But the 18, I'm bummed out, actually.
I am completely out of sorts at the end of this video.
Okay, well, we're heading down to D
We're heading down a dark road here.
for third.
Oh, no.
And we've got the 4-gate 8-year port.
Well, that's another rye.
Is this the Peri Peri? No,
It is.
that's not the... Oh,
It
my-
is.
I have this one.
What is that? Wait, what letter
That's
is
D?
that? That's D.
It doesn't taste like port at all. It's so woody. This is $200.
What did I say about this? I said, this is something I'll probably regret pushing out. That's what I said. Wow. Shocked.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
You know,
The next we had C in second. This was the summery light pour. Kirk,
I don't even want to look at it. What is it, a Trenton?
No kidding.
What is it?
This is Powers 3 Swallow.
We did like that, though. We did like
That was
it.
C?
Yeah, see, I do
Okay,
like
this
that.
is the one I guessed was Jameson with, or not guessed Jameson, but compared it to Jameson with like the Kuiper Sour Apple.
Yeah, the 3 Swallow is an excellent. It's an excellent bottle.
That's what, 30, 40 bucks?
No. This is
it's
a little
not?
bit more expensive
okay.
because it's one. Now the red label Powers is like 30, 40 bucks. This one's 50, 60 bucks, but still an excellent bottle for that kind of price range.
All right.
Well, now
I don't even want to look.
I'm just dumbfounded.
First place was letter A.
I picked this Scotch.
Oh my!
I picked the Scotch over 2 Ryes? Are you kidding me, man? Shoot.
Ooh, holy! Which one was that? A, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. I
hate my life. It smells like a band, or not a bit. It smells like a rubber band.
This is when you said Band-Aid on bologna. I
It
said
did.
you were out of your friggin' mind.
I'm in the same realm though. Like a lot of Scotch has a Band-Aid note.
I still like it. Love it. Let's still be I'm happy with number 1, number 2. This was what I said was my fear that that would come back to haunt me. Lock, stock, and barrel. You know, you remember when these came out, trailing and everything? It was kind of like a freight train. It was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, ain't you right? And it was still, even when I got it, it was like, Kent's got all these, and he loves rye.
Yeah.
I think he likes all these, but I was kind of like, So not surprising, very surprising. Love both these two.
Not super surprising for me. I have this at home, and there's probably like it's up to here. I
Really?
don't really care for it a whole lot.
Oh, wow,
It's
okay.
$229
Yeah.
for a sourced double. I think it's double port. Peri Peri's at double finished in Australia. Australian tawny port cast. It's an 8-year.
Sorry for his bad manners.
$229 for an 8-year in a port. That's a tough price, and honestly, I'm not super surprised where it landed. Given the fact that I have the 20-year lock, stock, and barrel, the vatted that they did a couple years ago, I will say I wasn't a huge fan of that one.
I wasn't a big fan of
But
that.
the 20-year was a gift, so thank you to everybody who got that for me for my birthday last year. I love that bottle. 18 though, I will say after trying this one, I would pass on an 18. Honestly, I'm not upset with the way this turned out. I know nothing about Deanston, but hey, I'm just glad that I guessed this was kind of like an Irish kind of a thing.
Deanston, Trenton, Deanston's 12 years like a strictly non-peated.
Okay.
I got you there. And it's matured strictly in ex-bourbon barrels. So
Okay.
probably no sherry barrels in there. So I love this, the way it turned out. Trenton actually picked a single malt Scotch whiskey in first place. Is this a first
I'll say
in a mixed group like this? Is this a first?
I like this. It's not really sweet much at all. It's got more of a malty, a grainy type of a thing. Maybe a little bit of like a grape note.
Sure.
I'm not mad with how this turned out, honestly. I'm very surprised. I'm upset that a Scotch beat rye, which I'm a huge fan of. But it is what it is.
All right,
We need to make sure it does not land on Rebecca's choice again next time, because this was just an absolute
Babe,
bunch of nads.
honestly, this is you really. Wow. Yeah, we're looking a little foolish today, but that's okay.
I look foolish every day.
We're
so
good
it's
with
not-
that.
It's something I'm used to.
Yeah,
So
we're good with that. Our claim to fame is we're not professionals. We're just here in the basement having a good time and sharing it with you. So I'm good with that. Kyle, you got to do something special because Trenton's first time picking a
I'm
Scotch
really just at a loss for words.
over a mixed group.
I'm gonna go
Fantastic.
get some nuggets from Chick-fil-A after this one because I still haven't eaten dinner and it's 8:00. So
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I love the wheel. I think it turned out great. So let us know what you think of the wheel. Let us know what you think of the format here. I had a great time.
it was
can't-
fun, very
I had a great
eye-opening,
time.
but fun. So,
Very,
thanks, Mom.
very. All right, guys, as always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. Have a fantastic weekend. And as always, we'll see you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.